recover after last night, of course. But which players do you hope to have potentially maybe returning for the Palace game this weekend?
Well, because we're only just back, I'll find out a bit later, training later today, and I'll find out. We left several behind. A couple had bits of viruses and sort of flu-like symptoms. So I'll get a chance to see them a bit later on and find out.
Is Jared one of the ones that you hope that you'll have back? I know he's maybe...
Well, he had an injury. There was a couple, as I said, who had viruses, but Jared had an injury, so I'll pick up with the medical team who were with him and see what they feel, and hopefully I'll have a wee bit of a better idea this afternoon.
Just taking a look at your form, you've got 5 wins from your last 6 in all competition. You must be really pleased with the resilience your team has shown, especially in the last few weeks, with all the fixtures that you've had as well.
Yeah, I'm really pleased with how they've performed. I think the players are doing a really good job. We've picked up some good wins. We'd like to play a little bit better in some of the games, but I think overall I'm really pleased with the results, and it gives us something to build on. We can play much better, which is a good thing.
And thoughts on your opponents this weekend, David? Crystal Palace, I know they've had a couple of difficult results of late, but plenty of danger in their side.
Yeah, I mean, look, Crystal Palace have always been a tough team to play against throughout the years, and Roy being the manager as well, always incredibly well organised and prepared for whoever they're playing against. So, really tough game for us. All the games in the Premier League are, and we'll go about the job the same way we have, and hopefully try and pick up another 3 points.
And of course, the squad's having to deal with injuries and illness and all that sort of thing. You're looking for sources of goals wherever you can within your squad. Thomas Souček, though, he's having a bit of a habit of getting on the score sheet the last 2 matches now. You must be pleased.
Yeah, I'm really pleased, because more importantly, they've been so important, those goals, to get them at the times, and we needed somebody to step up. And Thomas has been doing it at the moment. His first season here, he scored good numbers of goals. Last year he was a bit quieter, but he's back on it again, and it's good for us.
Thanks, David.
Yeah, Pete.
Hi there.
David, hi. So 13 games in them, it's third of the way more or less through. How do you sum up the season so far?
I'm pleased. Yeah, I think we're only 1 point behind where we were 2 years ago when we finished 6th. So if you're looking at that, you'd have to say we're in a pretty good position. I'm trying to stabilise the club and get the club at a good level, a consistently good level. And I've said before, because I've done this before, is quite often it's a bit up and down. You can be up 1 week and down the next, or next year I should say. We had a little bit of that last year, but we made sure last year that something special happened, and it was winning a trophy. So we were able to deal with that. This year we're a little bit the same. We've brought in quite a few new players, and we're still trying to get them integrated, getting used to them, like we had the year before. But thankfully we've got off to a much stronger start this year in the Premier League.
What do you put that down to?
New players, taking a bit of time. We started the season well. We probably had the less preparation in a pre-season I think we've ever had since I've been here, but we got off to a good start. So sometimes there is no rules in football. Sometimes it's just the way it goes. We get a good start to the league. We've had a bit ups and downs in it. We're sort of back in a little bit of form, finding some form regarding results, and let's hope we can continue.
And it's 12 more goals you've scored at this stage than at the same time last season. What do you sort of put that down to, and how pleased are you that the goals have been shared around a bit? You mentioned Thomas as well.
Yeah. Well, I'm pleased that we are sharing the goals around this time. Last year we couldn't score, and we found it really difficult. We were short, but that time we were also short of centre-halves this time last year as well, through injury. But in the main, we've had a squad which has been fully fit. We've had a couple of injuries here and there, but mainly most of our players have been in a condition to play. Jared's got goals which he hadn't done before the World Cup last year, which has been really important to us. Thomas Souček didn't get the goals, but he got the year before last. Mickey started the season really well with the goals he had as well, and I think the introduction of Mohamed Kudus and Lucas Paqueta with their goals as well, we've certainly got more. And I think James Ward-Prowse's ability to get us goals from set pieces or make set pieces with a chance of scoring has been a big thing for us as well this year.
And just lastly then, I don't know if you're aware, but Palace, well you will be aware, they're unbeaten in their last 4 visits to the London Stadium, winning 2 of those. Is there anything specific about the way they play, do you feel, that has caused you problems in those games?
I said earlier and to Sky there, I said that they've always been a good team, Crystal Palace, always had good players, always had good coaches, so from that point of view I think that it's a hard game, but as I said before, all the games in the Premier League are.
Okay, best of luck, thanks.
Thank you.
There's 8 games to be played in December, including 3 Premier League games. They're all in the space of 8 days. I know you said before about kind of switching your squad around when it came to playing in all competitions. What do you do when it's so many Premier League games all close together?
Well, I think the Premier League, as I said, I don't think there's many teams making changes unless it's for physical reasons or injury reasons. I think most teams will be pretty focused on what they think's the best way of winning. I can't speak for other teams, but we certainly will try and go strong. For example, last night we changed a few to try and make sure that we gave some players game time and were ready for when they'll be needed because of suspension, injury, etc. And obviously because of that amount of games that you're talking about.
And does it help that the next 3 games are all against London teams, maybe when it comes to something like travel?
A little bit, it saves the travel, doesn't it? So it helps. But those London teams are really good teams, so that's where the problem comes. It'd be okay if they weren't so good, but they're all very good teams. And but it certainly helps the travel. We're just back from Serbia. We were away at Burnley as well this week, so it's been a long week as far as travel goes.
Yeah, and finally, if I'd ask about Sunday's opposition manager, of course, Roy Hodgson, get your thoughts on him. Still one of the most experienced in the game, I guess.
I hope he stays in it because it means that I'm not the oldest. Yeah, Roy's doing a fine job, and let's hope he continues. But hasn't he been an incredible ambassador for football? The teams he's managed, the way he's gone about the job, he's a gentleman in what he does. But to continue doing it at his age shows how much the love of the game he must have, and I see that as one of the huge important things you have to have if you're going to stay in management.
Thank you, David.
Great.